You want a powerful deck? I'll give you a powerful deck. How about playing with Omniscience as your commander? Omniscience reads 7 blue enchantment. You may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. I know what you're thinking. Hey, that's super cool, but that's an enchantment, and I need a legendary creature in order to play it in Commander as my commander. Have you finally gone off the deep end? No! We're going to make this our commander by playing Illuna, Apex of Wishes, which is a 5-drop 6/6 Beast Elemental Dinosaur with Mutate. If you cast the spell for its mutate cost, put it over or under target non-human creature you own. They mutate into the creature on top plus all abilities from under it. Flying and Trample. When this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield under your control. So our game plan is to mutate Illuna onto a creature, search our deck for Omniscience, pray we don't exile Nexus of Fate, and control the game from there. Now you may be asking yourself, if we only run one non-land permanent in our deck, how are we going to mutate our commander? Quite simple, we just play cards that get us tokens early in the game, such as Keep, which is a legendary land with the ability, when in a red and tap, create a 0/1 red kobold creature token named Kobolds of Keep. We also run Dragon Fodder, which is a 2-drop sorcery that creates 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Or Lazotep Plating, a 2-drop instant with Amass 1, which lets us create a 0/0 army creature token and put a +1/+1 counter on it. It also has the text, you and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn, which is an amazing card at any point in the game. If it's early, we can cast it to get the token. If it's late, we can cast it to protect Omniscience. We also run endgame token cards like Call the Skybreaker, which is a 7-drop sorcery, create a 5/5 blue and red elemental creature token with flying. With Retrace, you may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a land card in addition to paying its other costs. It's especially good in the late game when we have a bunch of lands sitting in our hand and we need some 5/5s. Now to set up this combo, we're going to run a ramp package consisting solely of land ramp, which means dun dun dun. This is the one deck without a Soul Ring. I know, it's crazy. Instead, we run ramp cards like Rampant Growth, which is a 2-drop sorcery, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Farseek, which is a 2-drop sorcery, search your library for a Plains Island, Mountain, or Swamp, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. Or Kodama's Reach, 3-drop sorcery arcane, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put one onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. Next, we run cards to help us control the game, starting with board wipes. If we can't get our commander up and running, or if our opponents get up too quickly, they're a great option to have, like Blasphemous Act, which is a 9-drop sorcery. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. Or Cyclonic Rift, because we're in blue, so Cyclonic Rift, which is a 2-drop instant, return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand, overload for 7, so we get to return all non-land permanents you don't control to their owner's hands. And while Cyclonic Rift is an amazing card, do remember that you need to pay the overload cost and can't use Omniscience to pay for that for free. Hour of Devastation is a 5-drop sorcery. All creatures lose indestructible until end of turn. Hour of Devastation deals 5 damage to each creature and each non-Bolas planeswalker. It's great because it deals with pesky planeswalkers and indestructible creatures all in one card. Next, we run a counterspell package as well as cards that give hexproof to make sure we can keep Omniscience around to win the game, like Counterspell, 2-drop, instant, counter target spell. Heroic Intervention, 2-drop, instant, permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Now that we've set up our board and protected Omniscience, how do we actually win? Our plan is to first and foremost tear through our deck as fast as possible using cards like Dig Through Time, which lets us look at the top 7 of our library, put 2 of them into our hand and the rest on the bottom of our library in any order. Valakut Awakening, which lets us put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. Mystical Tutor, which lets us search our library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal that card, shuffle your library, then put that card on top of it. Fact or Fiction, which is a 4-drop instant, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, and opponent separates those into 2 piles, put 1 pile into your hand, and the other into your graveyard. And we do all this digging specifically to look for Nexus of Fate and Enter the Infinite. Nexus of Fate is a 7-drop instant. Take an extra turn after this one. If Nexus of Fate would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Nexus of Fate and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. And then Enter the Infinite, 8 blue, Sorcery, draw cards equal to the number of cards in your library, then put a card from your hand on top of your library. You have no maximum hand size until your next turn. So with these 2 cards, we draw our deck, put Nexus of Fate as the only card left in our deck, draw into it, play it to take an extra turn, shuffle it back into our deck. It is the only card in our deck, so we draw it again, rinse and repeat, taking infinite turns. We take down our opponents by swinging in with creatures and make them unblockable with cards like Rogue's Passage, which taps for a colorless, or 4 and tap, target creature can't be blocked this turn. And that's the deck. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.